Pacific disaster. Here we are, a little bit late today.
It's my fault.
Well, we're still going to make it on Monday, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, it'll just be tonight.
You had a sickness? A
Yeah.
little bit of a sickness?
still-
We don't have a whole lot of delays from sickness, but occasionally we do.
Yeah, a little bit. So I woke up Saturday with my throat really sore. It was swollen, like it even hurt to turn my head. And my sinuses were just on fire. And today I'm feeling a lot better, but I am on a lot of medication.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Are you supposed to have any alcohol with medication that you're on?
Do I do what I'm supposed to ever?
Well, I don't know, but I'm just wondering because I feel like right about now we should be doing a live beer review.
Well, let's do it. I'm ready. I'm game. Might make it more fun. So today we are having what's called Southern Bel. That's Bel. And it is a Belgian ale. So that's what the bell is for.
Right.
It's by Arches.
I think we've had something by them before.
We
Can
have.
me one?
Yes, you can have one.
I'll
I suppose
take one of
I
those.
suppose you can have one.
I'll take one of these icy beers.
It's a
looks very icy.
6.8% alcohol by
Oh,
volume
not
Belgian
bad.
ale. It's got flavors of dark fruit, coconut, vanilla,
Really?
exotic, whatever exotic is.
Coconut, huh?
This Belgian ale offers delicate, fruity, esters and an elaborate body, which is complemented by complex flavors drawn from exotic South American wood.
It's kind of wood color. It's a little bit like a little bit light iced tea. I would
Wood.
say.
It's
A little
got-
bit of a light iced tea.
our
don't you
beer.
think?
Our beer has wood.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
You gonna try yours?
You sip
Smelling
yours
it?
first. Smell it.
I
Sniff
like
it.
the way it smells.
Huff it. Do whatever you need to it. Just drink it. It looks almost creamy.
Yeah. Okay, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had anything that's tasted like this in a while.
Well, it's Belgian, so it's
Yeah.
got a little bit of that thing you don't like, which is that in the back of your.
Well, I don't know if I would say there's bitter, but there's kind of a I don't know how to explain it, but that particular taste. We used to have a lot of beers like that, and it's been a while.
Yep. I think that's because I used to buy them all.
Okay.
But now that you're buying them, we don't have as many.
Well, if you're new to the program, what we'll do is we'll be drinking this beer as we do the show, and then at the end we'll tell you what we think about it. That's
Yes.
the live beer review. If you are new to the program, if you just happen to stumble on this podcast, we've been doing this thing for quite a while.
86 weeks.
And we have a new show every Monday. This one will come out late Monday. Usually we're out pretty early on Monday. So
Or even Sunday night.
if
on
you're new to the
occasion.
show, welcome.
Welcome.
If you're old to the show, welcome.
Welcome.
You know, it is summertime.
Trust me, I'm well aware it's summer.
And one of the things that happens in the summertime, which we've been kind of immune to, but this right now we're not, your numbers start dropping on your downloads for
A
the
little bit.
podcast.
People are busy. They got things to do.
Yeah, people download it. They'll download later or whatever, but
Uh-huh.
it starts dropping, and so we're not one of the most popular podcasts in the world.
Are you sure?
No, we're not.
Oh.
I know we're not.
Oh, okay.
And so even not being popular, we're becoming a little less popular here in the summertime.
By the week.
Yeah, either that or people are just finally realizing that we suck and they're
That's-
not going to download our podcast anymore.
That's
I
more
hope
likely.
that's not it.
That's more likely.
We would like to request in this time of trying of survival. Let's just say
We're surviving.
We're surviving.
We're in survival mode.
It's a very trying time for us
Yes.
in podcast land.
Yes.
It's a good time for you to share the podcast with your friends on Facebook, especially whenever we kind of put a new episode out, like when this one comes out. Share it with your friends. Just say, "Listen to the podcast. I listen to this podcast. I like this podcast." Whatever.
Whatever
Just
you want to say.
share
Or
it.
just say, look
Help
at
us
this
out.
shit. How does this even get, aired?
That's right.
And then people will have to listen to it to see what you mean.
Help us out just a little bit. You know, there are several ways in this world of which I complicate my life. I don't know if you do things on a regular basis that just seem to complicate your life more.
Indeed, I do.
And why we do it, who knows?
Nah.
But, okay, so I'm coming home from the grocery store.
Okay.
I do this on a regular basis. This is not the first time this has happened, which is why it just confuses me.
Okay.
So what I do is I get out of my car,
Uh-huh.
I take my keys,
Mm-hmm.
and I put them on my finger because I know me, and I will leave my keys in the car.
Yes.
That's what I do. First thing I do, pop it up, take the key ring, stick it on my finger.
Uh-huh.
That way, I have my keys when I get out of the car. It's easy, and I'll always have my keys with me.
Right.
And so I come out, go to the back, and then I've got groceries. So what I do, because I'm a dude, I'm a typical dude, I think.
Typical.
I have maybe 10 bags of groceries.
Okay.
Little plastic bags.
Sure.
I feel like I can take them all in the house at once. I don't want to make more than one trip.
That's not a dude thing. I do the same thing. I
Yeah.
have to carry a bag of dog food along
Yes.
with those 10 bags of groceries,
Yes.
along with my bottle of vodka
Yeah.
upstairs.
And you've got quite a ways to go.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, okay, so I don't want to come back out into this
Right.
Atlanta heat.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get as much as I can. So I take all of the bags, and I don't know if you've done this before, but those plastic bags are easy to do. So you just take a bunch and you can pile. Really, I could carry maybe 30 bags.
You just
one
slide
in each
them up
hand.
your arm.
Or just put as many as you can in your hand, because they're usually not that heavy.
Sure.
And so I just take them all, put them in my hand, and then I go to the house, and I get up onto the porch, and then I think, I got to get inside. Where's my keys? Oh, my keys are on my finger.
Of the hand that's
that
holding
I've
all the
put
bags.
20 bags on,
Yep.
so I have to stop and take every single bag off of my fingers so I can get my freaking keys.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I complicate my life in ways which I don't need to be doing.
So
But I
here's-
do. And I thought, all of those actions are because I think I'm going to complicate my life less.
Right.
I'm going to make it
it's
easier.
going to be easier.
I'm going to
yeah.
be easier it's going to be easier to get into my car. It's going to be easier to get all of the groceries in all at once.
Mm-hmm.
But no,
No.
I have now buried my keys way back. I could see them there, but there's 25 bags in front of them. I have to
And you
drop
can't
every
get to
single one of them. Then I have to pick them all back up.
Yep. Might as well made 2 trips, to be honest. So here's what I've started doing is, I now get to park in a garage.
Oh yeah, you're lucky.
So I park in the garage, I shut the garage door, I go around, I unlock the front door and open it, or my garage door, so I can get into the house and open it. And then I grab my groceries and just go straight upstairs.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I have a dog running around doing things, trying to get outside and trying to do all the things
Trying to lick you.
all over while I'm trying to do this.
Yeah.
So that's the only downfall of opening the door first. But she doesn't mind. And,
No.
I just push her out of the way. It's fine.
I feel like we go grocery shopping 3 times a week. How does this
Wow.
happen? There's only 2 people in the house. We don't eat a lot, but I just feel like we're always going to the grocery store. I don't know how that works. Why that works.
I'll be honest with you. I think that I do like full grocery shopping twice a month, which I think is pretty normal.
Mm-hmm.
But I do tend to have the occasional, I have to stop and get this one thing. I have to stop and get that one thing. So I'm probably at the grocery store 3 times a week myself. For those very reasons, those little things that either you forgot or, ooh, that sounds really good, but I don't have this one ingredient. I got to go get it. That kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the way it works. I feel like that it's always that way. We went the weekend. We loaded up with tons of groceries, and then today I'm out, and I asked my wife, "Do you need groceries?" She's like, "Yeah, go pick up this." So I got a grocery list, and then I get them, and I come home, and I realize we don't have butter. So we're gonna have to go back out.
Because now you don't have butter.
We got more to do. We never stop going to the grocery store.
I tried to keep like a list on my refrigerator that as I ran out of things, I would write them on my list. And then when I went to the grocery store, I would take that list off of the refrigerator and take it with me to the store.
Lists. We always have a list, but we always leave it at home. That's the way it
Precisely.
works all the time.
That list never left my refrigerator door. And I would try and envision what that list looked like and visualize what was written on that list while I'm
Yes.
standing in the grocery store hungry, buying all the things.
But you always forget
The one thing.
1 or 2.
Yep.
So you have to go back to the grocery store.
Yep.
It never stops.
It's like it's a vicious cycle.
Hey, let's play a game. Would you rather?
Oh, okay.
We do a little game here on this podcast called Would You Rather. It's really a game called Zabando, but it's a game of Would You Rather. So what happens is you roll. We have 5 stones,
Yep.
different color stones. We drop a stone just like that. A yellow one appears.
So you're going to have to read me a yellow question. You
read-
already have 2 pair of glasses hanging off the front of you, and now you just picked up a 3rd pair of glasses to put on your face.
Yeah, I leave those on there. This is the method.
Okay.
If I take these glasses off,
Uh-huh.
I will lay them down up here,
Uh-huh.
and then I won't have them when I go away. So I have. This is the rule of stupid people, you have to have a pair of glasses at every table in every room, and you're not allowed to remove those.
So these are your podcast glasses.
These are podcast glasses. Now,
Okay.
now I will say I do have like 4 of those up here.
Yeah,
of
well,
podcast glasses.
because
but,
you know yourself and you will move them.
But I don't want to, like, okay, so the thing, I don't want to leave these on and leave the room, because then next time I need them, I won't have them.
Right.
I don't want to take these off that I have hanging around my neck. These are my neck glasses.
Neck
these are the
glasses.
These are the ones I take when I leave the house.
Okay.
In order to read a menu and things like that.
Okay.
If I take these glasses off, then I will not be able to read a menu or a grocery list if
Which
I'm out.
you wouldn't have with you anyways.
Maybe not.
That's true.
All right, so you have dropped a Yellowstone.
I have.
The yellow color is a random color.
So it's random question.
It's a random question.
The category is
it
random.
Could be anything. Would you rather, if shrunk to the size of a thimble?
Thumbelina.
Thimble. This is a very symbolic question. Would you rather have to run across the playing area of a pinball machine during a game?
Oh shit.
That sounds like a Dennis Quaid movie. Or across an air hockey table during a game?
Oh, I'm gonna go with pinball.
Me too.
Totally.
The only thing that would be good about the air hockey is that air would feel really awesome.
It would feel really cool, or
but-
else it would stop you from breathing entirely.
Yeah, I think you would be killed
Yeah.
on that kind of game. A
Yeah.
pinball game would be much better.
I think so.
All right, I'm going to...
That was an interesting question.
it was, and kind of fun.
And actually, I might dream about that now. I might have a dream about being tiny and being on a pinball game, and then I might come back and change my answer.
You're a pinball lizard. All right, I'm going to drop a green one.
You're not psychic. It's purple.
That's the worst purple, too. I don't know.
It's like a grayish.
It's almost brown.
Yeah. Okay, so the
Purple,
purple category on this game is food and ingestion.
Food and ingestion.
So my question for you, sir, is
Yes.
would you rather
Mm-hmm.
have to eat whatever the street sweeper picks up on the block you live,
Whatever. That's a lot.
Yeah.
How could I eat all of that?
or whatever the cleanup guys find when the dentist office closes?
Oh.
So you're talking the street or the floor of a medical facility?
Yeah, I'll go to the street. But I mean, neither is going to be good. But I can't imagine. Well, I don't know. I can't imagine anything at the dentist office being worth eating. At least on the side of the road, you might get a cookie. You never know. There
That's
might
true.
be there might be
Or
something there
A
that
bag of chips with some crumbs in it?
it might make things more pleasant.
That's true.
You
Because you're not
smoke
going
a
to find crumbs.
You might get a cigarette. You
Yeah.
smoke a cigarette, but you also might get a pile of puke or poop. Who knows?
Dog shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could happen.
And you're not going to find that in a dentist office.
It depends on which dentist that you go to.
Not many dentists have dogs.
We don't
pooping.
have anesthesia here. We use dog shit.
How does that even work?
I don't know. We're a very old dentist here. I'm a dog shittyologist. I bring him in to
shittyologist.
put a. Ooh, that would be awful. Then putting you have like a mask and you put it over and then it's dog shit and then you pass out. That's your anesthesia.
Where does your brain even go when you leave it alone?
I don't know. It's nasty.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The idea of stuffing your nose cavity with dog shit.
Well, I'm just saying,
This podcast went downhill like early on. Early.
It's not the best podcast, but it's ours. And it's a good one.
It's our dog shitty podcast.
Hey, I've listened to a lot of podcasts, and we might not be the most popular podcast, but we're a good podcast. I've heard some talking about dog shit. I've heard some dog shit podcasts.
Same.
And there are a lot of times they're podcasts by famous people. Have you ever listened to a famous person's podcast that you think is going to be great, and it sucks?
Yeah.
It really blows.
I'm not going to say who, but I also want to recommend a podcast to you if you haven't listened to it yet. Mm-hmm. It's David Tennant does a podcast with.
Oh, yeah. You were telling me about that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard it.
It's pretty good. I mean, the quality is about the same as ours. Sound quality, I should say.
Uh-huh.
The quality of guest is, a bit higher.
Better.
A bit higher, yeah. And
Famous people.
Yeah, and of course the accent is awesome. So there's that.
That's why you listen to it.
It's part of it.
I'm a big podcast person, but recently my podcast listening has dropped, and I got to get back on it.
I have a feeling a lot of your interests have dropped because over the last few weeks you've just kind of slowed down. emotionally, and you seem to be feeling a little down.
No, I have a day job. I have work.
Yes.
And what happens is it's cyclic. Is that the word?
Cyclic.
Cyclic. It goes in cycles. So I get really busy, and when my company that I own gets really busy, I have time to do nothing but that.
Right.
So even doing a podcast is very, very difficult to do. It's one of the reasons why last time we recorded like 2 weeks in advance. I can't do anything that I normally like to do. I can't do artwork. I can't write. I just can't enjoy life.
Yeah, because you're working.
Yeah, I mean,
Now you know how I feel every day.
I just have to put everything into that. So there's just not any time to do anything else.
Okay.
So, and then when I'm sleeping, I'm dreaming about it or waking up at 2:30 thinking about the things that I've got to do.
Right.
So
it kind of brings you down a couple of notches.
Yeah, so we did a project a week or two ago and got that finished. So I had a little bit of a break, but we got another project that's like back to back. So we got another project we're working on. So a new stress starts immediately.
Yes. And then off to Florida you go.
That's a good thing. I get to do it is a Florida job, so it's going to be kind of good.
Yeah. So think about that word we just used.
Job, Florida.
Cyclic.
Cyclic. Uh-huh.
What comes to your mind when you hear cyclic?
Well, sick. Someone who's sick all the time, like you.
And licking.
Well,
Sick
if you're
lick.
licking certain things, you're going to get sick more anyway.
Or if you're licking sick.
Ew.
Ew.
You just talked to me about talking about dog shit, and then you're talking about that. All right, so I had a weird experience a few minutes ago. I won't say a few minutes ago, a few hours ago.
Okay, because I was here a few minutes ago and I didn't see anything weird.
So, and you've probably done this, and I think everybody's probably done that. Have you? Okay, so you're listening, let's say an album. You're going to listen to an album. You got it on your, whatever you play your albums on. Your phone, iPad, iPod,
I don't think my phone
whatever.
will play an album.
Why?
It doesn't have a needle.
That doesn't make sense.
It'll play music, though.
That's an LP.
Okay, you're right. I'm wrong.
An album is the collection of songs.
Okay.
So maybe this is something that, well, let's say it is. It's something that you know so well. An album that you were maybe obsessed about, that you just listen to all the time.
And you know word for word.
And then you haven't heard it for 2 years, 3 years.
Okay.
And then you're like, oh, I want to hear that. Let me put that on.
Uh-huh.
So you put it on, and your mind knows it like it knows it knows the songs, it knows everything. But
It knows the order of everything. It knows all the things.
Your lips can't remember it. So your mind knows, and your mind's like, oh, I'm going to sing along with these songs. And all of a sudden your mouth won't get the words out because you don't remember all of the lyrics. And so you're singing along, and then all of a sudden just the weirdest shit comes out of your mouth. Stuff that makes no sense at all. Or you want to do a lyric, and you're like, what's next? I can't remember. And it's just very, very frustrating.
So what came out of your mouth?
Not a lot of good stuff.
No.
What happened to me was, and so what every once in a while there's like, what movie? I think it's Jerry Maguire.
Okay.
Is it Jerry Maguire where Tom Cruise is like riding along and he's singing on the radio
Yes.
and he can't think of the lyrics, and all of a sudden the song, I think that might be it. Maybe I'm confusing two different things, but then the chorus comes on and he recognizes that, and then he sings it really loud, and then the rest of it everybody kind of does that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's that same thing. It's just like whenever there's the part that you recognize, you sing it with gusto. Yeah. Very forceful. Mm-hmm. But then the rest of it you can't remember.
Yeah.
Now what happened?
La 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 la. Free falling.
Exactly. That's exactly what happens. And so I was listening to one of my favorite albums of all time, and I highly recommend this album. It's by the group the Old 97s.
Uh-huh.
And the album is called Fight Songs. And it's a brilliant album. It's one of my favorite albums.
Is that the one with the cow?
The cow?
Am I thinking of a totally different band?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The cow on the cover? Never mind. Okay, moving on.
I don't know a cow on the cover. No, so the Old 97s, they're an alt country band.
Okay.
Kind of a country rock band, but
Sure.
I think alt country is what they described them. And this song was probably, this album, I'm guessing in the 2000s, probably came out. No, Now that I'm thinking about it, I might have been listening to it in the late 90s.
Okay.
So it's that old.
Yeah.
But daggone, it's a great, and daggone is a good word for it.
Daggone.
It's a great album, and it's still a great album. And so I was listening to that today, and there was a time when I just listened to it a lot, and I could sing every lyric on the album. But I haven't heard it in about 3 years or more.
Well, yeah, I have several albums like that. When I was 8, I got a Missing Persons album.
Yeah.
And I knew that thing by the end of the week. I knew every lyric on that album. You play it for me now, and I'd be like, wow, that's a good song.
But your mind, I don't know. Like for me, my mind knows it, and I'm like, I know this, but I can't get the lyrics out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And I'll do that like with Billy Joel because I grew up, I mean, I knew every little bit of Billy Joel stuff. And I'll hear an album that I haven't heard in a long time, and then I just can't say the lyrics. I can't repeat the lyrics.
Right.
Anyway, so the group, Old 97s.
Yes.
Which I love. I love that group. And I love that album. But I started thinking, I was listening to it, and I'm not a big country music fan.
Okay.
I don't listen to a lot. I've never listened to a lot of country music.
Same.
I think I'll back up and I won't say I never listened to it. When I was growing up, I listened to a lot of it because my dad listened to it. But it wasn't my favorite genre.
Right. Okay. So same with me. My father, but he liked music. Well, he liked Johnny Cash, and he liked Creedence Clearwater, and he liked, kind of bluegrassy country music, if you will.
Yeah. And I will.
Okay. I would like you to. I don't know what that means. But, and then when I first was with my first husband, he was a country music fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I got into, let's see if I can remember some of these names. Toby Keith?
Mm-hmm.
Is that one of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Aaron Tippin?
Yeah, that's an old.
Something like
he's
that.
still around, but.
Yeah. Dwight Yoakam?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Those kinds of things that were popular in the 90s.
Yes.
Yeah. I listened to that for a little while, and I'm going to go with maybe a year and a half. So my country music experience is not extensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was, when I lived in Nashville, I was airbrushing T-shirts at a mall.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was watching me, and he just called me over, and I was like, yeah. And he's like, he looked like a garage mechanic. That's what I thought.
I thought you said he just looked like a garage.
No, it was just like
it's just
some
a very large
garage mechanic.
Man.
And he was like, how much would you charge me to do 7 leather jackets? With a design he described it, and I was like, oh, I don't know, and I was like, it depends on the detail. We chatted about it a little bit, and then he was like, okay, well, I'd kind of like to get I'd like to get those for the guys in my band, and I was like, oh, okay, and everybody in Nashville has a band,
right?
It's like in L.A. everybody's an actor, in Nashville everybody has a band, everybody's in music industry, so I didn't think a whole lot about it. And I talked to the dude. Then I went back and I started working. And these girls that were in there, they were like, do you know who that was? You know who that was? And I was like, no, it's some mechanic guy. And they're like, no, that's Aaron Tippin.
No way. Oh, how funny.
And I was like, oh, okay. And if I'm not mistaken, I actually had a airbrush T-shirt of him. Either that or I did it while I was there. Because I thought he would come back and see his face.
So he never came back with the order?
No.
Oh, that sucks.
I know.
Because you didn't fawn over him.
Well, I don't think it was that. It was around Christmas time, and he may have chose something else.
Might have just been an idea.
Yeah.
Have you ever airbrushed on leather?
Yeah, I can. I mean,
does it stay?
It's easier to do now than it was then.
Okay.
There was the paint is different now.
Okay.
Much better.
So I could buy a leather jacket, brand new, and you could airbrush something on it, and it will stay.
Yes.
Even if I go in the rain.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I had no idea that you could do that. I thought it would wash off.
And if it does wash off, you know what I would do?
I'd do it again.
Blame it on the rain.
Blame it on the rain.
Because I met Milli Vanilli in the mall one time, and no, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
Anyway, so I was thinking, I don't know why I just get into these kind of like little chain reactions, but I was thinking, what the hell is going on with country music? Have you listened to any country music recently?
No.
I mean,
just straight up, no.
In passing,
I have not. Nope.
Anything, you don't hear it at all?
I have heard, okay, the AC is out in my car, right? So
Okay.
I have to drive with my windows down, which is...
Wait. Is this a country music song?
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And there's a tear in my beer, and my dog is ready to leave.
Right.
Okay. She hasn't yet because I still feed her. But, excuse me. I have heard like music from other cars that isn't what you would normally hear in your car in Atlanta, I
Yeah.
guess. So I've been hearing some, on the interstate, you hear rando music.
I only hear one kind of music in Atlanta. Should I try to do this impersonation?
No,
This
you
is
shouldn't.
this is me.
No, you should not.
This is me in Atlanta listening to someone else's music. I'm sitting at a street light. So here we go. This is my impersonation.
Okay.
That's all it is. This is the biggest, loudest bass. And they usually have the windows rolled up.
Right.
And you could steer. Your car vibrates. And I'm
Yes.
just thinking, what are these kids doing to their ears?
Nothing good.
They're not going to be able to hear
Nothing
anything.
good.
No.
I used to drive around in cars like that, though, myself when
Yeah.
I was a teenager. So don't judge.
Well, I'm not either, but, we were playing Van Halen and stuff. The bass wasn't quite that
I was playing things
extensive.
like Run DMC and Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Really?
And yes.
Baby Got Back?
Yeah, oh yeah. All that. I was listening to all that in a Mustang Mach 3.
Wow. Well, first of all, country music has an award ceremony, I think, once a month now.
Yeah.
And I don't know
There are
all
so
the
many.
divisions. Yeah, they just go on. And Carrie Underwood hosts them all.
All of them.
And Brad Paisley. But all
That's the only way they
shows.
make their music or make their
Yes,
money
I
anymore
don't
is
know.
by commercials.
Yeah.
Because Nationwide is on your
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
That's Brad. And
Now we got to pay that.
I know.
for that.
And then you get Carrie Underwood. All she does is stand on stage with a microphone and look pretty.
No, she's good.
Okay.
She's really good.
Okay.
That's not all she does. I mean, she's pretty. And she stands on stage with a microphone.
Right.
But she's really good.
Okay.
So
All right.
I just want to stand up for Carrie.
Stand
there.
up for Carrie then.
But generally, the state, in my opinion, the state of country music is crap now.
It's more rock and roll.
And I don't know what it is. I mean, it's really, really watered down. Now,
It's pop country is
it's
what it is.
very much
It's
pop country. But that's kind of my question is what's going on? Because, obviously I'm old.
Yeah.
And the music industry changes. I'm not really one of those people that's like, back when I was young.
Yes, you are. You're very much like that.
No, I'm not. I don't care really about country, what happens with country music. But I find it interesting how it's become something that if you listen to today's rock music
Okay.
or today's pop music, let's say you're going to listen to Justin Bieber, or Ed Sheeran. Any of these you could listen to, and you could make a connection to someone in the 70s who was singing that kind of stuff.
Yes.
I mean, Donny Osmond or whatever.
Sure.
A singer-songwriter from then. They may not be exactly the same. The technology's changed. The sound has changed. But you still have a little bit of a line that goes from one to another.
Right.
I don't think you can find a line that goes from the group, is it Georgia, Florida line, Florida, Georgia line, whatever
they are,
to Merle Haggard.
Nope.
I don't think you can find that.
Nope. And George Jones doesn't go anywhere
No.
today. There's no country music out there that I know of today. And mind you, my knowledge is limited. But there's nothing coming out brand new today that harkens back to actual country music.
If you talk about Chris Stapleton, I might argue with you a little bit.
I don't know who that is. So I can't.
This is what I was reading downstairs right before we came up here.
Okay.
Because Americana music, which is, well, that was in my head. I was like, what's the difference in Americana music and country music? Because Americana music, they classify, let's say Jason Isbell is Americana, but so is Keb Mo.
Okay.
Keb Mo is like blues,
Yeah.
almost jazz, but he's classified as Americana. And there was a joke that they mentioned in Rolling Stone that Americana was country music for Democrats, which is kind of true. But I find it very interesting because I think Americana has more of a line. Like Jason Isbell might go back to Tom T. Hall. Or, oh man, I can't think of his name. Eddie Arnold.
Okay.
Or even like some of the storytellers, because Jason Isbell is definitely a storyteller.
Yes.
And I think he connects with those old time country music stars
Okay.
in ways that today's pop country guys don't.
Now, but let me ask you this, because there are some bands that are out that I, back in the day, would have classified as country.
Okay.
That today you would probably smack me if I told you I thought they were country, like Devil Makes Three. And,
Devil Makes Three is bluegrass country punk. Yeah.
Okay. And even possibly Pokey Lafarge.
Pokey's Americana.
Yeah. So,
But
so
the roots
to me,
of what the roots of what Pokey does is blues. I mean,
Right.
just old style blues.
Right.
But his new stuff, he's moving into really kind of Bakersfield, California, like Buck Owens type of country. Dwight Yoakam kind of country.
Right.
But still with a foot in that kind of bluegrass, blues, Americana folk, St. Louis, Mississippi Delta blues kind of feel. That's what his stuff sort of comes from.
Okay. So what they're actually classifying these days as country music playing on the quote unquote country music radio station, to me is not country music. It's pop.
It's country pop. Yeah,
It's
that's
pop.
kind of what I was getting at. It's just like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's so different. And even when you listen to a group like the Old 97s, or, I mean, going even back a little farther, the Mavericks.
Sure.
I don't even know if they're still together. But those kind of bands that were pop, rock, and I think the term alt country works for that. They're closer to some of the stuff than what you hear now on country music.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like a lot of the bands that are out now have more in common with John Mellencamp,
Right.
John Cougar, whatever, Mellencamp, whatever, how you want to say his name, than they do. And he's kind of considered Americana in a way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just wonder what's happening. Is country lost its direction? Is it trying to find a new direction?
So country music has what we know as country music. I mean, going back to, Merle Haggard, George Jones, things like that, Anne Murray. If you go back to Tammy Wynette, things like that, that doesn't exist anymore.
Not really. I mean, if you talk about the country, female country like Carrie Underwood, and she's more Shania Twain than she is Tammy Wynette. And I think Shania is one of them who changed country a lot.
One of the reasons that I stopped listening to country music back in the 90s, or just kind of was done with it, just got tired of it, is because all of the female country artists back then, and we're talking early 90s, all they ever sang about was getting cheated on and standing up for themselves.
That's
and it's like,
been going on forever,
do you not have any other part of your life that you can sing about? Is there nothing else to you? Nothing else identifies you except for standing up against a man? And what were you doing with him in the first place if all he's doing is cheating on you? And now here you're going to destroy his property? And most of those songs they did. And I just think that's fucked up.
I used to play this game, and I still do occasionally. I don't know if I played it with you when we were together, but anyway, it's called Country Hell.
Yes.
Country Hell is a game that I invented.
We've played
and so what happens is, because I like to scan the radio, so if you're scanning the radio
on like a road trip or something,
anywhere,
Yeah.
you're changing channels, you're scanning, and you come across a country music station, you have to stop. You cannot leave. You have to stay right there. You are in country hell at that point.
Yes.
There's only 3 ways you can get out. You have to listen until you there's a song that talks about a truck, your mama, or their mama, and what was the other one?
God.
I think we did God, but it seems like there was something else. Is it God?
It was God.
No, there's another one. Truck, mama. I can't remember what the other one was.
I thought it was God.
It might. Well, there was one where I think there were like 5.
Okay.
I'll think of it here in a few minutes. But anyway, once you heard that, once they mentioned that,
You could turn the station.
you could come out.
You could get out of country hell.
Get out of country hell.
And I really hope that we're not like offending anybody that
I don't
enjoys country music.
I don't care. We have listeners who like Jimmy Buffett, and I'm not a big Jimmy Buffett fan.
We can offend them all day long.
No, I mean, but see, that's the thing. Like, Kenny Chesney is today's Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
And I think he wants to be.
Yeah.
But he started kind of country. And Jimmy Buffett arguably is country music. He's certainly Americana, but he's Florida country music.
Sure.
And Kenny Chesney, Kenny Chesney is from Knoxville, my hometown.
Right.
But he's moving into the beach guy. He's always doing stuff on the beach. You see his albums. He's trying to be Buffett, which is fine.
Trying to be Buffett.
That's
and
okay.
Trust me, Buffett had a good life
He
on
still
that
does.
beach. He still does.
He sells it out.
He's living that beach life.
Well, if you want to be on country hell, if you're in country hell, that's what it takes to get out.
Okay.
Your mama can get you out.
Your mama can get you out of jail.
A truck.
Yes.
I think, talking about the USA was always one of them as well.
Okay.
But God.
Uh-huh.
To mention God. Uh-huh. There is another one. I just can't remember.
It wasn't their dog, was it?
No. But you can set your own rules.
Set your own rules.
But you'll be surprised.
Fun.
I mean, even though that's a stereotype, you will be surprised. Sometimes you'll get 3 songs that don't mention any of that. So
I've never had that happen.
Not all country songs are there.
Never had that.
And then you can get out of country hell.
I did like Anne Murray. I'll be honest with you. She had a great voice.
Yeah, she still does. I kind of had a crush on her.
You had a crush on every female singer that you listened to.
Not that I listen to, but a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So here's a hard question for you. Very difficult question. You're gonna have to think about it.
Can I ask you one first?
Sure, if you want.
What city has the largest rodent population?
Oh, Ratville.
Amsterdam.
There's no city named Amsterdam. That's stupid.
It's not stupid.
That's ridiculous.
It's really not ridiculous.
I thought this was a serious question.
I have another question for you. What is the difference between a kleptomaniac and a literalist?
They both take things.
A literalist takes things literally, and a kleptomaniac takes things literally.
Literally takes things. Okay.
Get it?
Yeah.
Okay. Praise the comma.
Here's what we need. We need the sound effects of tons of laughter so that when you tell your jokes, it's not crickets here.
Well, you're the only one giving me crickets. Everybody else loves this shit.
Well, you can't hear them laughing.
Yes, I can.
We need a soundtrack.
In my head,
all
I
right,
can
then
hear
we
them
don't
all
need,
laughing.
Then we don't need a laugh track here. We'll just let you listen to it in your head. All right, so I'm going to ask you a really difficult question.
All right. What do you got?
And while you're pondering the question, I'm going to tell you something.
Your Jesus is wobbling.
He always wobbles. All right, so here's your difficult question.
Uh-huh.
What is, in your opinion, the best country song ever made, ever recorded, ever sang? Think about it.
I can't answer that.
Sure you can.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
Elvira.
If that's the one you want to pick, fine. But like I said, you can think about it a few minutes.
What did you think that was when you were listening to it as a kid? Did you know it was Elvira?
Well, I listened to it before Elvira. So it came on really before there was an Elvira. So
right, but did you know that that's what they were saying in the song?
What?
Elvira.
Well, I knew they were saying the name Elvira, but
okay.
I did. They're not the two people.
When I was little, and trust me, I was very little when that song was out. I thought they were saying, and this is going to sound stupid, and I don't care. I thought they were saying "Hell, fire up."
Okay.
That's what I heard in my head.
That makes sense.
I mean, I was a little twisted as a kid, but that's what I heard.
If the name Elvira is not a popular name, so I guess it would make sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I wasn't used to that kind of music, so.
But country boys right there, the Oak Ridge boys. They're country dudes. All right, so think about it. Think about the best country music, because I got 4 I'm going to talk to you about.
You have 4 songs?
Yeah.
I don't even know 4 country songs.
All right, but I'm going to tell you something. So this is what happened this week. This is what happened. This is what I live with. So I'm kind of an impulsive guy, a little bit of a bit impulsive dude. Don't you think? I can be. I'll just for the heck of it.
You're only impulsive when you try.
I don't even know what that means. Impulsive when I don't try. So, but my wife is as well. So we, upstairs where we record, right next to where we record, is our upstairs bathroom.
Yes.
And it's kind of a big bathroom.
I saw this on Facebook. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
So we renovated our house, 2 years ago downstairs?
Yep.
And the whole thing. And we lived upstairs while it was being renovated.
Right.
Okay. So
and that was tight.
Yeah. And we didn't renovate anything up here.
Right.
We're going to at some point. So we have a bathroom up here. And the other day I was doing a little bit of kind of cleanup, kind of straighten up. And I just, while I was here, I was like, I'm going to kind of straighten up under this. We have a vanity. And I was going to straighten up things under there. And I opened up the doors and I looked, and the bottom of the vanity is it's chipboard and it's just starting to cave in.
Okay.
And it's been like that since we moved into this house.
Oh, I'm
We've
sure.
Been in here, 3 years or something
yeah.
like that. But it looked to me like it's kind of like more, like it's happening more. And I thought, that's interesting. I wonder why. And I didn't notice any water there or anything like that. So I just reached up and I turned on the water, and water just pours down onto the bottom.
Nuh-uh.
And I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
Because you've washed your hands in there. I've used that water.
So is it just coming from the faucet, or is it coming from the roof?
No, it's coming from the sink.
Okay.
The sink straight down onto the bottom of the floor, the vanity.
Okay.
So it shouldn't do that. It should go through a pipe.
Yeah.
That's what pipes are for.
Yeah.
So I thought, uh-oh. So I just told my wife, I was like, we need to get this fixed, because next week her mother is coming to stay, and she stays upstairs. It's her bathroom.
Yeah.
So she can't use that with water going everywhere. You can't do it. And my wife was like, okay, well, let's replace that. And I was like, replace what? The sink? And it's like, no, the whole thing, the vanity, everything. Let's just rip it out of the wall. I don't know how to rip a vanity out of the wall.
I do.
I don't know how to rip all that stuff out.
I do.
And all the pipes that are connected and fix all that. I don't know how to do all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And next thing I know, she's ripping the whole freaking vanity out of the wall.
Herself.
All with a crowbar, pulling it out, ripping it up. And she did, and pulled the whole thing out. And now we just have bare pipes and stuff in there. And so we got to have somebody to come over that puts a new one in now. Fix it all up.
Because she decided to rip it out.
Just impulsively, I'm going to do this, and now it's going to have to be done.
Well, it has to be. I mean, it had to be done anyways, right?
So we went out.
Might as well get started.
We did some sink shopping and vanity shopping. We bought all that kind of stuff. Now we have it. And we got a dude that's going to come and put it all back together. And we're supposed to have it done before her mom comes next week.
Is it going to cost you an arm and a leg?
I don't know.
You're like, I'm staying out of it.
Yeah, it's not my deal. I would have just fixed the pipe, actually. That's kind of what I thought.
It's funny. This kind of a situation happens, I think, in all marriages. There was one day my dad went on a business trip, or he was either gone for a weekend reserves trip or something. I was very little. We lived in Pinole, California. And while my dad was gone, my mom decided to take a sledgehammer to the tile in the bathroom. She just totally tore up the bathroom. Like, she just tore it up. And it wasn't like some weird rage thing. It was her just, I want this done. He's not doing it.
Gonna do it myself.
I'm gonna make him do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't doing it for me. She was doing it for her. She just wanted to have it done. Which, okay.
I mean, that's what my mom wanted too. She just wanted it done.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, yeah, you might have been talking about it for a while, but I think there were other ways to convince him to go ahead and get it done rather than taking a fucking sledgehammer to the bathroom.
I think I would have planned a little bit, but whatever. It's out now, and now it's got to be done, and we got the new thing, and so we're going to put new stuff in there, and it'll happen. We're going to have a new vanity, and hopefully it'll get done before Mom shows up.
Hopefully. She gets here in like a week.
Yeah.
Oh,
so the
crap.
house of impulsivity, which I live in, including making up new words. I think that's a new word. All right. So back to the question at hand. The best country song ever. What would you're going to pick, Elvira?
No, I'm not.
I think you just picked a song that
It was just something that came to mind.
You knew.
But so when I was listening to country music, one of my favorite artists was Martina McBride.
Yes.
And I think her song "Wild Horses" is probably one of my favorites.
Is that "Wild Horses Couldn't Drag Me Away"?
Yes.
Isn't that
No. It's similar.
Yeah, because I think that's a Rolling Stones song.
Yes, that is a Rolling Stones song.
And one of my favorite groups, the Sundays, did a cover of that, which is
it's
pretty
not
cool.
a cover of that song. It is.
It's about wild horses.
Yeah.
I think I probably have heard that because it's very familiar.
Yeah.
But I don't know offhand. But
she had a great voice, and
so
I
that's
liked
it?
her voice.
That's your pick?
Out of all of my limited knowledge, sure, why not?
All right, so I'm going to pick my top. I'm going to give you 4 that I really like.
Okay.
And then I'll pick you my top.
You'll pick me your top.
I don't even know why I said that. Never said that word before in my life. I'll
sure
pick you my
how
top.
that came out, but all right.
All right, so a song that I've always absolutely loved, although, even though the artist is considered a country artist, I don't know that I would consider this song a country song.
Okay. What is it?
Patsy Cline singing Crazy.
I love
that.
Patsy Cline.
There's
I wouldn't call her country.
She was considered a country artist, but there's a honky tonk piano in that song underneath, and I think that they kind of did that on purpose. Who was it? Oh, Jimmy Dean, sausage guy. I didn't know this, but apparently he and Patsy Cline hated each other, and they had to work together occasionally, and they couldn't stand each other.
So Patsy Cline is one of my all-time favorite female artists.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite songs of hers is Walkin' After Midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. So you know some country songs.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't call her country.
All right, so I'm going to give you my next favorite. King of the Road. You know King of the Road, the song King of the Road?
Who did it?
I knew you were going to say that because I did know
5 seconds ago.
And another artist come into my head.
And now it's gone because Rick is old.
It really pisses me off because I knew it and I know it so well. And I might say it. So there's an artist, Jim Stafford, who sings Spiders and Snakes. It got into my head. I think he might have actually done this song before too. But and I can't think of the artist's name.
Roger Miller?
Yes.
Okay.
It's so embarrassing.
That's pretty basic.
But that's a
name.
great song.
Yeah,
I like that song.
I do like that song.
And I want to back up and just say,
King of the Road.
I want to say an underrated country artist. Maybe.
Okay.
Anyway, the other day, it's been a couple months ago, I guess, I bought a CD by Cheri.
Okay.
You know who Cheri is?
Nope.
Have you ever watched Smokey and the Bandit? The movie Smokey and the Bandit?
When I was like 2?
With Burt Reynolds?
Yeah.
And Sally Field?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheri Reed.
Cheri Reed was Burt Reynolds' friend who drove the truck.
Oh, okay.
So
I wouldn't tell you what he looked like.
And he did some great. He was kind of a novelty comic. Did a lot of comedy, funny stuff. Anyway, so.
Yeah. See, now you're getting into a time frame that I have very little memory of in my life.
All right. So, King of the Road, great song. All right. So now we're getting into some serious stuff.
Oh, serious.
I love this song.
Let's get serious.
Jackson. Mm-hmm.
Mississippi?
Yeah, we're going to Jackson.
Okay. What about it?
Johnny Cash, June Carter.
Oh.
I love that song.
Okay.
That's a great song.
Yes.
And I will say that honorable mention, Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire is also a kick-ass song.
I mean, you gotta love that song.
Yeah.
You can't not sing that song when it comes on.
It's great.
Yep.
Okay. Let me back up.
Okay. Beep,
We're talking
beep,
about Jackson.
Beep.
So here's what I want you to look for.
What?
Dang it. Now I can't think of the group.
This is an exercise in Alzheimer's.
Dang it. Why can't I think of this group? See, you have the lookup thing right there. You can look
I
things
have the
up.
lookup thing?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Rick. It's an iPad. What am I
call
looking
it a
up?
lookup thing.
What am I looking up?
All right. There's a video
Okay.
that a group did. It's a punk rockabilly group,
Okay.
and they did the song Jackson. I'm totally blanked out with this group's name, but it's worth looking up on YouTube.
Okay.
Can you find it?
I'm gonna try.
Rockabilly Jackson.
Oh boy. You know what?
What?
I don't know. Is it the Hillbilly Moon Explosion?
That is actually it. Yes.
Look at my Google foo skills.
That's
man.
why you're there. You're the Googler.
I'm the Googler.
Hillbilly Moon Explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Look them up on YouTube. Now, here's the thing. They did Jackson. When I first listened to it, I was like, oh, hell no. No. But then I was like, wait a minute. This might actually be cool.
Okay.
So do it. Look it up on YouTube. Hillbilly Moon Explosion by Jackson. We can't play it here.
No, we can't because we
to,
don't have the rights.
Yeah, we don't have any rights.
You just have
All right,
to
so
take a minute and do it yourself.
But I like the original version. I like Johnny Cash's version.
Mm-hmm.
That's my number 2. Number 1. All right. You're going to hear my number one favorite country music song of all times.
Brace yourselves.
Here we go.
Okay.
Willie Nelson, Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. I think the best song ever.
Really?
Yes. Best country music. And
Mr. Nelson.
Willie Nelson wrote Crazy.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And he might have written all the other ones too.
It's possible. He was prolific writer. He was
He's
a
great
prolific writer.
Still is.
Yes.
Blue Eyes. Oh, people are here.
People
Blue
are
Eyes
downstairs.
Crying in the Rain
Yes.
is that is my pick for the best country song ever written. So there you go. For what it's worth. I mean, people have different opinions and the different kind of genres different. I mean, Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. I don't know.
Can
Maybe
you hum it for me?
I won't.
Why?
Well, first of all, I would ruin it. Second of all, we'd have to pay the rights. But
I sing shit all the time we don't pay for.
I don't know if it's considered a country song, but I think it's country because of freaking Willie Nelson. But it's just like crazy. It's
but Willie,
so good. It's one of those songs that just makes you weep.
Willie could have been considered country way back in the day, but I haven't considered Willie Nelson country for a long time.
He's Americana.
Yeah, he's pot smoking Americana.
He's American. It's just American. But I mean, you listen to some of his recent stuff. I was listening to probably his most recent album, and it's just raw music. It's just just singing Americana ballads and singer-songwriter stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Poor Willie.
Anyway, people who hate country music probably have turned us off a long time ago, which is
or they're just trying to learn something. You don't
maybe
know.
learning something new.
You don't know.
We would like to hear your opinion. What's the best country music song ever?
Yeah.
Because I threw my 4 out.
I'm clearly not qualified.
And I know there are better ones. You know who I really like? And dang it. Just
Is it gone again?
Yeah, I get it. Any kind of time I'm supposed to remember stuff, I can't. Charlie Rich. Do you know who Charlie Rich is?
Nope.
You would like Charlie Rich.
Okay.
Silver Fox. He played kind of bluesy barroom kind of singer-songwriter blues. It's not even hardly country, but I mean back then the lines are really blurred.
Yeah.
But you would love Charlie Rich.
So here's some music that I really like. Let me find it because of course I can't remember it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually one of the songs at my first wedding. Hang on. My Google foo is going only as quickly as your. It's Jeff Healey.
Oh, he's dead now.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Because he did some awesome ass songs.
Yes, he did. Awesome ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Angel Eyes.
That's one of my favorite songs ever written.
Was my first wedding song.
But would you consider that country? I wouldn't consider
No,
country.
I would have
It's
considered that blues. Totally
That's just
blues.
rock.
Yeah.
And it's darn good.
Darn good.
I always get his music, anyway, a little bit confused with Edwin McCain, who also writes that same kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
But Jeff Healey, he wrote some really great songs before he died. He died so young, too.
Yeah. I don't know how he died.
I can't remember.
But he was blind.
Yeah.
He was a musician who was blind and wrote amazing music, basically by feel. I think he's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Didn't he play he played his guitar almost like a steel guitar. Isn't that
Played
right?
it on his lap.
Yeah.
But he did play the steel, the womp womp.
Yeah.
That's not the sound it makes.
All
That's
right.
not the sound it makes at all.
The womp womp.
It doesn't go womp womp. It's not like his guitar is standing in front of the Peanuts crowd in school going womp 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 womp.
And now the award for best wah-wah player goes to Jeff Healey.
Yay for wah-wah.
All right, let's put an end to our wah-wah show.
Let's.
Thanks, people, for listening to us. We're going to tell you right now what we think of a beer that we've been drinking throughout this show. What do you think?
I don't know that I could have more than one, but
Yeah.
I think it's definitely worth sitting down and having one.
Really?
Yeah, it's. I like Belgian ale. I'm a Belgian fan. I like even more than the Belgians. I like the triples and
Sure.
the quads and whatever. But this is really good.
Yeah.
And Arches, everything I've had by them, I'm a fan of.
Okay.
And they're local, so we could just go down to the brewery and meet with them and have some beers. Maybe we should look into doing that next week.
Okay. So
What do you think?
What are you rating it?
I'm going to rate it a 3.
All right, so I'm giving it a 2,
Okay.
which means we probably won't get to meet with them next week. I didn't care for it as much, and so you get to take the other 4 home with you and drink them up.
I'm all right with that.
It's a fine Belgian drink.
But it's not your type of beer.
No,
it's
it
not
is not
something
at
that
all.
you enjoy.
I've had several like it before, and it's just, I can't say that.
And yet you've
I would
drank
drink
more than
another.
I have.
I think we're pretty close to the same.
Okay.
But I'm just thirsty.
It's
I'm drinking 'cause
I'm just thirsty. You
thirsty.
would drink piss water. Well, wait, you used to drink
We've
piss
had
water.
no one contact us expressing interest in doing a Halloween story. We're kind of hoping that we would, because we'd like to do some Halloween stories. I don't know if we will go ahead and do that if we don't get any participation from our listeners. I don't know. Write a poem, write a story, write something. We would like
Yeah.
some. I don't know. We want to do a Halloween show. I don't know.
I love Halloween. You
Yeah, me
love
too.
Halloween. Our listeners love Halloween. Why not get some scary stories together to listen to on Halloween?
Well, we had a lot of success with Kilt of Horrors every year. People submitted, and that was always fun. And I kind of want to
Yep.
do the same kind of thing.
Yep.
But this time, it doesn't have to be about kilts. It can be about anything.
Anything.
So it's just open to.
I guess you and I better get to writing since no one else will.
Well, we definitely need to do that. And I don't know. I kind of want to tell. The stories that we had done in the past, I want to tell them live. I'm trying to find a place in Atlanta where we could do some live storytelling.
Really cool.
Even if we just get to tell one. But anyway, we want to do a Halloween thing. So if you'd like to participate, if you'd like to submit something, and the reality is it doesn't have to be the longest story in the world. It could be 2 minutes. It could be 5 minutes. It could be whatever. Just a few
Anything
minutes.
more than 5 to 7 minutes is almost too long.
Yeah, help us out. Be
Honestly.
scary. It's a good time to be scary. You don't have to. There's not a whole lot of rules and regulations.
You
Just
can be
scary.
cheesy. You can be scary. It can be a little sexy. Let's keep it on the double X rather than the triple X.
I would say, yeah, it could be R. It could be a little bit sexy.
Sure. So, I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to start writing. I need to get some writing done.
Yeah, we need to. I might do some shorter ones this time.
Yeah. Yours tend to go for a minute. You got
I
like
have fun.
novellas going on.
I gotta a little have fun. I started writing one last year that I haven't finished, but it's developing into quite a long story.
It's going to be his first novel that he'll
I
be
won't
publishing.
be doing it here, but anyway, we would like for people to participate and to help us out and to be a part of the show. Not just a listener. We like the listeners, but and then if there's something else we can do that you would like for us to do, like videos. We've talked about videos. Hey, guess what? I found my freaking video camera. I lost
Nice. Where was it?
It was right next to you.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I lost my video camera, and I didn't think I was going to be able to do to film us again for the, because I
And it
use
was sitting within
it was
arm's
right there,
reach.
and I think it was there because we were going to do we were going to actually do a video. So now I can.
So I did hear from someone. We heard from someone.
Oh, really?
I heard from someone.
Okay.
He sent me photos.
Oh.
From where he likes to stick our stickers around town in bar bathrooms.
Awesome.
That's where he puts our stickers.
That's cool.
So there's one on top of the back of the tank of this toilet, and there's one above the soap dispenser.
That's awesome.
And he tags this bathroom all the time, and people keep moving the stickers around. So he just keeps sticking them on when he goes back in, which I love.
Yeah.
Thank you, Donnie. But he also says we should do video recordings of the podcast for YouTube rather than just putting it on YouTube.
I totally agree. I think we should do one like that at least once a month. We should start working toward that, and we will. We will. It's hot up here.
It's
right
just
now.
the thing is that the place that we record.
Yes, is not
the studio,
cleanest.
your office /studio /art room
is often untidy.
It's
but we're filming here, so it wouldn't show everything, and so that'd be okay.
This is not untidy, Rick. This
that's
is
untidy.
hoarding.
No, that's untidy.
This is hoarding.
That's just a little messy.
This is I'm gonna come in here and throw some shit away.
No, that's my shit. All right, so we will be doing some of that and some other things, but we do want to hear from you. Send us emails, send us letters, send us your experiences, send us your opinions of what we've talked about today. ThisEpicDisaster@gmail.com. And anywhere that you download the podcast, everywhere that you download the podcast, please give us a rating, give us some stars, tell people what you think, because that helps us out and it helps us to get famous. And maybe a listener or two. And speaking of listener or two, please, like we said, share it on your Facebook. Let people know
that you listen.
That you listen.
Don't be ashamed.
We're going to put together. We're putting together a street team. We're putting together a team that's going to, not everybody wants to do it, but people who really want to be a part of what we do, we're going to send you some promotional stuff, stickers and other things that you can help promote the podcast. Won't
Maybe
cost
even
you
a
anything.
T-shirt.
That's right. It
You
won't
can
cost
walk
you
around in a
anything.
T-shirt.
We will give you stuff, and you can help promote the podcast. That's our street team, and that's going to come up really, really soon. Until then, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on, where else are we?
Other
Twitter.
places.
We don't ever twit,
I
but
don't
we're
twit.
there.
Yeah.
We're there on
I
Twitter.
don't twit.
Mostly Facebook. And just send us stuff. Respond.
Just
Tell us
talk
what
to
you think.
us. Just talk to us.
But most of all, share it, and thanks for being a part, because we do this for no pay. We don't get paid. Never do we get paid. And we only do it just so people can have some fun.
That's
hopefully.
right. And so we can, mostly. That's why we do it.
Yeah, we get beer. We drink beer.
Yeah.
So thank you, and we will talk to you next Monday.
Have a fabulous week.
Bye-bye.
This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.